Welcome to Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast.
Welcome into Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Hayes, with Matt Baker.
That's me.
And Larry Cowan.
What up?
The bus driver.
The bus driver's back in the house. He got his bus parked outside.
Yeah.
You can find us at avgffpod.com. You can go there, check us out, click the buttons, go to our socials. You can look us up, Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast. You look us up on Google, we're generally near at the top.
We typically are, but there's some people kind of peeking in on us there, man. Did you notice that?
There's an average football podcast.
Yeah.
I don't want to promote them.
Yeah, we're not promoting them, but just skip theirs and come to ours. Yeah,
Might be some litigation coming up.
Yeah, we're going to send them a freaking cease and desist, man.
We'll send them something.
So yeah, go help us grow. Help us outgrow the other guys. I don't know what they are, but they they got cameras. I should probably do that.
We should grow to above average. That's what we need to do.
Bro, that's going to be tough.
I know,
it is getting warmer outside.
It's summertime, baby.
It could get that summertime average.
We'll get that summertime average. It's always bigger.
It's always bigger when it's hotter. And also lower when it's hotter.
Not the doctor's office average.
No. Not this getting out of the swimming pool average either.
Yeah, no. We're not looking for that at all.
Anyway, all right, so we're going to kick this thing off. We're going to talk about some Dynasty today, some tips on doing a rebuild if you got to take over a dumpster fire of an orphan.
I do that
if you got to
way too frequently.
Yeah, that's our favorite thing to do. Or if you just got to strip down your current team, you done got all the juice out of it you can, and now it's time to put it in a full rebuild. We'll hit on some stuff about that, but before we get there, I want to get your perspective, Bus, on some of these draft picks. We kind of went through it last week, talked about what we liked and didn't like. I do know what I don't like is in these rookie drafts in these dynasty leagues, it is an absolute wasteland after about the third pick in the second round. Yeah. If you can even get that far. If it's a super flex, you might can get that far. If you're in a single QB, it's about the end of the first round. It's like, I don't like any of these players. So
I actually like some guys up until the end of the second, but maybe I dig a little deeper than most folks, but man, after that, I've been trading away my picks after the second round.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get rid of those because
I don't have the energy, man. I know I should trade them away, but it's like I tried earlier in the draft season. I was trying to move picks, and nobody wanted to, and they all wanted 27 picks on top of my picks to get rid of them. And I'm like, I don't want to pay that because next year's supposed to be a good draft class. So I'm at the point now where if I got picks, I'm just taking them and moving on. But But yeah, so but tell me about some stuff you did like about the draft. Some landing spots you liked or didn't like. You know, is there anything that really sticks out to you?
Well, I'll tell you that first round stuck out to me because it was boring.
Except for that Rams pick.
Oh my God. I'm going to talk about the Rams pick.
That was a little bit interesting.
But before we get to that, how many offensive and defensive tackles can go in one round?
Oh no, it was pretty enlightening. But all the teams needed it though. That was a good thing.
I mean, yeah, they needed it.
It was definitely needs, but it doesn't help us with
fantasy. But for a fantasy player, you're like,
it does help us. It does help us.
It does.
We just don't know. Oh yeah, offensive tackles. It
or
does.
IDP, yeah, you could say. Yeah. But usually linemen don't develop in their first season anyway, so it doesn't really help us for this season.
Well, I'm in a dynasty league that's all defensive tackles and all offensive guards. So it's super exciting.
None of us can be in 1,000 leagues that we get bored with the norm, and we have to have something that doesn't matter.
Yeah, man, you got to go get. It's all about pancakes in that league.
Oh, I get it.
But yeah, there was some good picks. I mean, Jeremiah Love, obviously, he was going somewhere in the top 5 or so.
Yeah. How'd you feel about where he went in that landing spot for fantasy?
It's not the
football.
best for this season. It's pretty much garbage. I think he's not gonna just come right out the gates as a superstar because there's so much depth there. And I kind of see what the Cardinals are doing now. They did want to trade that pick away, obviously.
Yeah.
Because that's why the pick came in late. They were waiting for someone to take it, and they couldn't, so they just took best player available. He eventually will be the number 1 guy there. There's no doubt about that in my mind. But for season number 1, it is maybe a lot like Bijan's first season, where you're like, this guy needs to take over at some point, right? But Tyler Algier just keeps running out there. So I think we're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot of heavy rotation with the Cardinals. So not too excited about his first season, but about his career, yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Algier, breaking the Atlanta rookie record and as a running back, and then they draft Bijan, and he's relegated to Bijan's backup and getting the touches, and so he finally gets let go, gets to sign somewhere,
and they go sign. They signed Bijan 2.0 over here. Yeah, exactly.
Some of the careers just go that way, right?
Man,
like no
crazy.
matter what you do, that pattern just repeats itself.
Who did Algier piss off, man? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
He crossed a gypsy's path or something.
Yeah.
They had a fucking jinx on him.
Hey,
Allegedly,
they're I think they're now called travelers.
Nomadic people.
Yes.
That's like an insurance or something, isn't it? I don't know what to go with.
Let's not be derogatory now. Problematic over here. But let's talk about Ty Simpson.
Yeah, that was a shock. We were sitting over here, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, I think the Rams are going to go wide receiver here, because I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I forget who was on the board wide receiver wise, but I'm like, yeah, I feel like they're going wide receiver. And then they came up and there's like, we take Mekhi Lemon, and we're both like, what the fuck?
It took Ty Simpson.
Ty Simpson,
sorry.
Yeah, Mekhi Lemon was on the board.
Yes,
absolutely. Man, Sean McVay doesn't like it, obviously.
He came back out the next day and he says, "No, you got to understand this."
I saw it.
Where,
yeah.
Well, do you want to? Well, I'll kind of bring up what happened. So I'll set the scene for the listeners. But so obviously when it happened, and then McVay was asked about it, he was very clear that Stafford was the guy. He wouldn't even say Ty Simpson's name in the press conference. His whole body language was like he didn't want to talk about it, and he was upset about it. Then the next day, he was far more happy, and he was saying that they did meet with him before the draft. They did have some secret talk or some shit.
Yeah, right.
And so Ty Simpson saying the same thing. And all of a sudden, McVay is like, "This is for our future," and all. He's on board. But what it seems like is McVay was not in the loop.
No.
And then now they're trying to repair the image and make it seem like they're all on the same page again.
Look, my bad. We got this guy because we want him. We don't care about you.
That was him getting called into the principal's office. Like, see this backlash online, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to go out and fix this.
Yeah.
It looks bad for the team.
I mean, they were right at the door of the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they have the MVP at quarterback. And it's like,
could have got another offensive tackle like everybody else.
Yeah.
Let's not discount the elite season that Devontae Adams had last year.
That's not a lie.
I mean, I'm just saying.
It's not a lie. Okay. Look, I get it. I said he wasn't elite.
I'm rubbing this shit in like fucking suntan lotion. Dude, I'm going to rub it in the whole time. But
yeah.
Listen, I think general manager was listening to a lot of draft nuts out there. You know? A lot of these guys just go off statistics only. A lot of these guys are not actually watching every single player play every single game.
Yeah.
McVay said in one of the pressers or one of the times he was asked about it, he said he's going to have to compete with Stetson Bennett. And after watching both of these guys play their college careers, I would put money right now that Stetson Bennett would beat out Ty Simpson.
I think so, too. Stetson's got the better throwing arm. He's actually, to me, more mobile. Mm-hmm. The thing about Ty Simpson is, in my opinion, is that he should be on this podcast because he's just average at everything. I mean, as far as athletic ability, there's nothing that is peak about his athletic ability. Now, he can move within the pocket. He does have pretty decent vision downfield, but outside of that, I mean, I didn't see anything special. Stetson Bennett showed that he was a
dual threat, a true dual threat.
Yeah. And he had a cannon for an arm. So I agree with you, but Stetson Bennett doesn't have that draft capital now. And so that's
an issue at this point.
Yeah, they've got to make Ty Simpson work
too, right? It wasn't like that wasn't their pick. They traded up to get that 13th pick overall.
Yeah, they had.
Yeah, they
From
made
the
a trade.
Falcons,
No,
I
it was
think.
the Falcons.
It was
from
the
last
Falcons
season.
pick, yeah.
I don't know that they traded during the draft.
There
was a
But
trade that had already
get,
made. Yes,
they traded to get this pick. Yeah, in general. So
they gave up extra capital
in order
to get Ty Simpson.
other than just what they
They could have got him in the second round.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
Well,
exactly.
I will say, like I said last time, in their defense, there was rumors that the Jets were going to take him, and the Jets picked 2 picks after that pick. The Jets picked at 15, and so there was speculation that the Jets would take Ty Simpson with their 15th pick.
But if the Jets are going to do it, why would anybody else think that it's a good idea?
Well, that's a fair point. That is an absolute fair
just
point.
saying,
really is.
like if you really think about it, like it's like, oh, I think the Jets might do this. Let's go ahead and get him now. Really?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
maybe we're not thinking straight
If the
here.
Jets want him, we don't need him.
Yes, those are all-
Exactly, yeah.
that might be the most valid point of the whole argument, to be honest with you. So,
That's all I'm trying to say. I'm just here for that. That's it.
but I agree with you. He was looked at as a early second round value, or value wise. There were teams that would possibly reach for him, but I did not think it would be the Rams.
Yeah, no.
And then there's rumors, and I haven't heard anything that's substantiated in this, but we can also be a little messy on this podcast. There are rumors that the GM and somebody either in Ty Simpson's camp or Ty Simpson's father, I can't remember, but somebody important in that camp are good friends, and it could have been a quid pro
an
quo,
insider,
like take my take my kid or
Was
take this guy or whatever.
Was it not his agent?
It might be his agent.
It might be.
I want to know if
Somebody
he
in
has
relation.
King Cousins' agent, because if I find out that Ty Simpson and King Cousins have the same agent, then it all makes sense.
Oh yeah,
I
no.
wouldn't doubt
I'll be
it.
like, why didn't Ty Simpson get drafted 101? That agent's falling off.
I'm just saying that dude is missing steps right now.
But yeah, I do. I don't really believe in Ty Simpson to excel at any point in the NFL. Like, it may happen. I can't guarantee you that he's not going to have a valuable season at some point in time.
Yeah.
I just don't believe in his talent.
I don't either. I think he could probably be something like what Kenny Pickett was, where he'll start a couple seasons, and then be relegated to a backup for the rest of his career. Maybe have a late career surge where all of a sudden, because he's been in the league long enough and has been around enough offenses and defenses, he can come in and take crappy teams to it's something like what Brissett's doing with Arizona, where, although I don't think he has the athletic ability to Brissett, but I'm just using an example as a guy who's late in his career, getting an opportunity to start, is doing okay because more based off of his knowledge and being in the league for so long. So, that's kind of how I see Ty Simpson's career, but
It's possible. If he makes it that far, it could be a Geno Smith
that.
or a Sam Darnold thing. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, I
like,
saw
Or
a
he could be
comparison
in-
to Mac Jones too, in that
Who?
kind of Mac Jones, going to a team that, needs a quarterback and should do good, and
but
then
Mac
doesn't.
Jones has a fucking cannon for an arm.
And then
so.
all of a sudden has a resurgence as a backup on another team when he just gets thrown in, and like maybe that's where we see him in 4 years.
he kind of reminds me, not just because of Alabama, but he does remind me of Mac Jones.
Of Mac Jones,
He's
yeah.
a little more mobile than Mac was.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he don't have the arm.
Yeah.
yeah.
He
So-
really does remind me. Just an overall blah quarterback.
Just a middle tier. Like he's going to
Yeah.
be a good backup. Like he's a guy you want.
Just an average quarterback.
Exactly.
He's like a little bit better than you remember Chad Henning.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit, because Chad Henning had a noodle arm. Ty Simpson has an average arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was definitely an interesting pick in the league.
It really
in the draft.
was.
It really was.
Other than that, the few wide receivers went off. It wasn't anything special.
What do you think about Tyson going to New Orleans? I like that pick a lot as far as wide receiver. I know you hate New Orleans, but you have to look at that offense and think.
I'm still
this
mad that they took Travis Etienne.
H-N with the E.
Yes.
It's Travis. It's just Travis.
Travis
I
E.
like
Here
the
on
guy.
out.
I've
Yeah.
liked
Yeah.
him since college
Yeah,
out of
exactly.
Clemson.
Yeah.
I liked him because he played with Trevor Lawrence.
Dude, I said last year that New Orleans offense, you got to buy in, and I think this year that's going to be an electric offense to watch.
Unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately, I
think their
agree.
defense is still absolute trash can McGee, but
As long as Shook doesn't fall off for some
yeah,
reason.
that's
If he keeps developing, unfortunately.
And I'm assuming Mendoza going 101. You knew that was happening. There's nothing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. No, that was-
Well, what do you think real quick about Cousins going there? Do you what do you?
he's gonna start. I mean,
Yeah.
they want to do the thing like most teams do. there'll be some point in the season, I'm sure, where there's an injury or something, and Cousins has to sit out, and he'll
or
start.
4 interceptions.
That'll
could
be. It could be.
That'll probably what happens. He throws 4 picks in game 7.
That's how Penix got in the game.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It'll be something astronomical like that. Oh no.
I think
they'll forget about him.
I think the only way I think you're right. About halfway through the season, he'll get his starts, and he'll probably ride out the season then, unless somehow with Kubiak as the coach down there, they are successful and they are able to be in some sort of playoff hunt late in the season, which I don't see. But stranger things have happened. Kubiak is a great coach. They did trade for Max Crosby. They sent a couple.
Well, they traded him away and got him right back.
Well, they technically traded 2 firsts to get Max Crosby back.
Just got him right back.
So I think their defense is okay. They have improved the O-line. If Genty can step up, their biggest weakness right now is wide receiver. Who's going to be their top receivers? It's probably Jalen Naylor going to be their top guy. Talk about a slot merchant. But and so I don't think the Raiders are going to be competing, but I think if Kink is on his second year back from his Achilles, has anything left in the tank, and they can be competitive, I think as long as they're competitive in the standings, I think Mendoza sits. As soon as it's a pretty definite that they're not going to, they have no aspirations for any sort of postseason, I think Mendoza starts.
Yeah. Bringing up the rest of their draft picks here.
The Raiders?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they went O-line, defensive line.
D-end, yeah.
Pretty much.
They got like a defensive end or something, yeah.
Yeah, nobody told Mike Washington in the 4th.
That's right. They did get Mike Washington. Is most likely going to take out Laube for the backup for Genty.
Now, they did get Malik Benson in the 6th round, the wide receiver out of Oregon. He was fairly productive, He's not a superstar standout by any means, but fairly productive wide receiver. So I wouldn't be surprised if, who else is there? He may end up being the number 1 by the end of the season.
Yeah, you got the dudes with Trey Tucker still there.
Trey Tucker, Donta Thorman.
A bunch of number 3s.
Yeah.
And Jack Besh.
Dash is there. He
showed a little
guy.
bit at the end of it.
I mean, the number 1 there's Brock Bowers. So
Brock Bowers is going to be the top, and Michael Mayer might be the number 2. We don't know how that's going to work out. I mean,
they might just run 2 tight ends out there every set.
We do know Kirk Cousins' history with tight ends, though.
Yeah, he does not like tight ends.
He doesn't really care about tight ends. But Brock Bowers looks like a receiver.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
He could be tricked into thinking.
I don't think he'll have another choice at this point.
No.
I'm sure Gino let him know. He's like, hey, just throw it to Bowers, bro.
Yeah. Bowers got you.
Nothing else out there, bro.
If you hold the ball too long, you're gonna die because the guards on this team are turnstiles.
Yeah, they're hand-me-downs from the Kansas City Chiefs. So,
and you are not mobile.
You're not going anywhere.
Whatever you define mobile as, Kirk is the polar opposite.
He's not part of that at all.
I'm more mobile than Kirk Cousins or King
Not
Cousins.
mobile? Hell, he
Wait a
ain't that fast.
Let's not get carried away.
Okay, I'm as mobile. As
There you go. There you go. That's all I'm trying to say.
And I'm going to tell you, that's definitely not a good thing.
No, it's not good at all.
Depending
For
on
the
which one of
NFL?
those is true.
No.
I mean, in life in general, it's not good. Hey, I've dropped about almost 40 pounds. I'm getting my mobility up.
Yeah, I get it.
Let's talk about Zachariah Branch real quick.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I was going to let you finish off with, how you thought the Falcons did. I know they didn't do a ton on offense, but they did get Zachariah Branch, and I asked you about him before.
They got a running back too. Did you hear about that?
Yeah,
undrafted free agent.
Oh, okay,
yeah. It was Cash Jones, and that may be one of Baker's little gems later on somewhere in one of those deep leagues.
We may actually talk about him.
Yeah.
Later in the
So you think he's going to beat
Not
out
in this one, but
you think he's going to beat out Bijan?
No,
it's one of Baker's bottoms. He was a third down specialist.
Oh, gotcha.
He'll be a Baker
pass
bottom.
catching guy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm a pretty quick guy, but nothing special. He's not even going to be the number 2, but he probably will be useful at some point with some injuries or whatever. But
yeah,
Zachariah Branch, everybody, in my opinion, that I listen to at least, is underestimating Zachariah Branch. I've heard the word slot merchant probably 50 times from these fantasy football podcasts leading up to the draft. Yeah, he played a lot out of the slot. He did a lot of screens, but that is Georgia. See, if you don't watch Georgia and you just look at the analytics, you're going to think like, oh, this guy, he can't do anything else. Go back and look at his time at USC. This guy was elite at Southern California. I almost forgot the state there.
I would have made some guesses. Probably wouldn't have been right, but I could have guessed for you if you need me to.
Well, he came to Georgia, and him and his brother, which his brother is a safety that'll be coming out next season. You'll see him in the draft next year. But the Branch brothers are very athletic. I mean, some of the fastest wide receivers in college and even in the NFL at this point. And very similar. I know people are going to be pissed off. Like, you can't compare him to Tyreek Hill. You just can't do it. Yeah. No, his athletic profile is Tyreek Hill.
Oh, hey.
There is a possibility
he's that fast.
He is. Well, I don't think there's anybody as fast as Tyreek Hill, but he's very, very fast.
Well, you haven't seen me run.
Well, that's true.
So listen, it's not a 0% chance based off the fact you haven't seen me run. That I'm not.
There's a possibility out
he
there.
He ran
somewhere.
a 4.35, and I don't think that you're coming. We could reverse all those numbers to a 5.43, and it's still not what you're putting up. So,
no, if I ran a 5.43 40, I would be like, "Holy shit, that was amazing!"
It would be mostly falling.
100%. I don't think I could run. What did you say? 4.3 what?
He ran a 4.35. Yeah,
I don't think I can run a 4.35 10.
Yeah, he ran a 4.35 40, and I mean, I like him a lot because of the competition. I mean, they went out and got Olamide Zaccheaus back from the Bears, which is like, And Darnell Mooney's gone.
He's a target. He's zero fantasy viability. Viability. But he steals targets. He blocks well. He does all the dirty work that you want a wide receiver to do. Without any complaints, so he gets touches that you don't want him to get because of that. So,
and then they went and got Jahan Dotson, who's quick down the on the outside.
Another slot guy.
Yeah, but Jahan Dotson to me is a interesting play for the Falcons. I'm not calling a Jahan Dotson breakout, but his rookie year, he showed promise and then completely fell off the map. His second year. And his third year, so
now he has a new offense, everything kind of,
and he's got Tua. Okay, so he's probably not going to do anything.
Oh well, you don't know. But I still believe in Penix, and I think Tua is serviceable in the end. He's away from the Dolphins.
Who do you think is going to start?
Yeah.
Tua probably because of the injury.
Yeah, I don't think Penix is going to be healthy to start.
Do you think when Penix comes back, if Tua, you don't think Tua can play good enough
unless
to keep the
Tua's
job?
killing it somehow?
Yeah, if we go 3 games in the season and Tua's won all 3, and he's the reason.
Yeah, then Penix is going to sit until Tua starts losing.
I don't think Penix is going to be healthy enough to start in the beginning, no matter what. So that's going to make Tua all training camp. He's going to have the relationship with the receivers. That can work out.
I think Tua is the better quarterback. I don't believe in Penix. In all the Penix's starts, he has not shown me anything that makes me think he is an NFL starter.
Week 1 of last year, I was a Penix believer
for sure.
Week 1, I was Penix is going to be a guy.
Mason Rudolph has had flashes.
Well, very similar. But like week 1 of last year, I was like, Penix is probably going to be a guy. He's going to do well. And then week 2 was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, why is he out here?
The only thing is,
and then he had a great week.
And then week 3 was like, oh God, that's why he's out here.
That's what I'm saying. He's had flashes. Yeah,
I'm so mixed up.
I will say with Penix, it could have been coaching as well.
Yeah,
it's so tough.
We had
for me,
Raheem Morris for God's sake.
But you had Zach Taylor, I think Raheem Morris.
Not Zach Taylor. It was Robinson. Zach
Robinson. Yeah. But I think Raheem Morris restricted Zach Robinson's ability to run that offense. I think Raheem Morris wanted to be conservative. He kept a cap on what he could do.
Defensive-minded coaches do that.
Yeah, very predictable. Yeah. So, and then Zach Robinson's now with another defensive-minded coach, but one who has let his offensive coordinators run their systems because they all get coaching jobs. So,
But
with Tampa,
here's the real thing. Both of these quarterbacks both have handicap placards in their car and can park up front.
Yes.
So
they're saving energy on the walk in.
Exactly. Yes. Both of these guys are not guys.
They're going to be fresher than the other quarterbacks.
First of all, Tua is not allowed to drive himself. Okay, he gets.
I'm just saying
the bus drops him off at the door.
Like between physical and mental injuries, both of these guys are impaired.
Now I have heard that Tua does not drink, but he's got 3 DUIs.
I feel like we're doing a very thin balancing act right now. That's a good one though.
But I'm just saying, like I feel like I've seen flashes with Penix, and I've seen way more flashes with Tua. Like Tua's been a really exactly. He's had some really great games with great receivers. Like he's had a lot of talent around him. Penix hasn't had. He's had a lot of great talent around him with Bijan and with Kyle Pitts and with Drake
I thought you were about to say that Penix has not had great talent.
I know, but
he hasn't had a great wide receiving core. He has had one guy.
He's had one guy. They would utilize Pitts as a receiver.
Yeah,
it would be different. But I understand where you're coming from. Like, but I mean, I feel like
Pitts was a top 3 tight end last season, guys.
Well, I understand that, and that was based on 3 weeks of play.
I know,
but
after Kent Cousins came in, but I think that this is going to be Tua's starting job to lose, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Like, I think he is optionally the better player for what they have and can do better. But if Penix comes in healthy and just shows a little bit of what I saw, a little bit of flashes last year, he will take it back over. I like Zachariah Branch a lot because the competition there isn't.
There's no competition.
There is no Drake
outside
London,
of Johan Dotson. That's the only one that's going to be competing for that spot.
But he can still shine over both of those guys, even if he's in minimal play. So
he's got great hands. He can catch the ball. He doesn't drop like you remember Arian Smith. That fool dropped the ball every time he was thrown. Zach is not that guy. Here's a good comparison. Georgia brought in Zach Branch because he reminded them of Lad McConkey.
Lad McConkey?
Yes.
It's the Lad McConkey.
You see, in the right situation, Lad is great.
It's the Zachariah Branch.
That does not work. No, it's the Zachariah Branch.
Yeah,
it doesn't
work.
Is Branch not an Irish name also?
It's got to be. It's got to be. It's English or Irish for sure.
So that was probably another reason they brought him in.
Exactly.
But Zachariah is not.
No. But I do like Zachariah Branch. I've been grabbing him quite a few places. It's a good grab in your late seconds, early thirds, and stuff like that. Like,
I just love the fact that his name's Lad. That's like calling your kid boy.
Yeah,
it is.
Makes me
Boy
laugh.
McConkey. That'd be
I never
so
looked
weird.
up if he has like a full name. It's like Ladfree or something.
Ladius.
Yeah.
If his name's Ladfree, I will die. I will absolutely die, and y'all can come to my funeral. But when you come to my funeral,
It's like Latimus.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if it's
McConkey.
the next dog I have, I'm naming him Ladfree. That's the greatest name I've ever heard in my life. Come here, Ladfree.
Ladford.
Ladenstein.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But yeah, so in the right situation, the guy can be electric. He was
Boogie woogie woogie.
his numbers were better than Lad McConkey's there. And he didn't have a Bowers to play with.
Yeah.
He had better running back situations, so you can make of that what you will. Nate Frazier is a great running back,
but you can look at the Bowers thing in two ways. You can say that Ladd didn't break out because Bowers was there, and had he played without him, he would have had a full-on breakout. And Branch, had Branch played with Bowers, I mean. Yeah. But I think I'm with you. I didn't watch obviously a ton of college. I did like the film that I saw with Zachariah, and I do think that he is a very good route runner. He's very crisp in what he does out there, and he's obviously very fast.
I just don't get the hate like that some of the fantasy podcasts or whatever you want to say, the platforms had for him when he was.
I mean, I don't listen to probably as much as you do, but I don't, unless I'm just not paying attention. I haven't heard a ton of hate for it. It might be where do they take him in the third?
Yeah, I'll give you a quote "Ooh, gross," when he was drafted.
I've heard that quote before.
The Fantasy Pros podcast.
I've heard that quote before. Yes. But it had nothing to do with fantasy football and a lot to do with personal life.
I say that every morning when I walk into the bathroom and look at myself in the mirror, and I go, "Ooh, gross."
My wife says it about me when I get out of bed in the morning. So
I forgot the guy's name that's on the Fantasy Pros podcast, but he's like the one with the huge ego that thinks he's like the greatest fantasy player that ever existed. But yeah, that was his quote. When I'll listen back to, they put it out as a podcast, but it was actually taking place during the live draft. So they clipped out all of the skill
reactions
positions, yeah. When Zach Branch was drafted, I was like, "Hey, this is great." Listening back to that podcast, the quote was, "Ooh, gross." I was like, "What the fuck? Well, what's wrong with Zach Branch?"
Yeah, it said he ran a 4.35 and people were disappointed because it seemed slow for him. Is that crazy? Yeah. Like, I'm over here like 4.35.
It was slow for him.
So yeah, it does say he ran a disappointing 4.35 in his 40. Is that not insane?
How
like,
the fuck do you run a disappointing?
How do you run? That's exactly right. If you run a 4.4, it's like, why are you disappointed? Like,
name another slot player in the NFL running faster than that.
Ladd, he ran a 4.31.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Was he really that fast?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a 4.31 or 4.33.
And that's what Branch should have ran, because
that's why they were disappointed.
The replacement for Ladd McConkey.
That's why they were disappointed in his
Ladd's
40 time.
Yeah, look up Ladd. I'm pretty sure it was 4.31.
It was a 4.39.
Oh, okay. Well, you're
but
right.
But still, it was 4.39. But still. Yeah. But I mean, it's like,
ooh, gross.
Ooh, gross.
What grown ass man says that about a draft pick?
That's so crazy, man.
He hated on a bunch of them. Like, he had his mock draft, and if they didn't go the way he wanted to, he was just condemning everyone. Yeah.
Well, that is kind of gross, because if you don't draft who I think you should draft, you're gross.
Exactly.
Well, that's all I'm saying.
Speaking of gross, let's hit this real quick before we get out of here. We're going to do some gross. When you take over a gross dynasty, some tips about doing a rebuild. Let me see if I can remember our transitions. Here we go. We ain't heard this one all season yet.
Yeah, it's a good transition. Yeah, the cameras would do us right. Right then, we would have all been like trending.
Except I'm not wearing any pants.
If the cameras would have seen that right there when the bass dropped, we would have been trending right then immediately.
When they saw my helicopter going around.
I mean, I guess drone maybe. I don't know. Helicopter's a little excessive.
I'm over here with the light switch.
Just flicking it.
You over here bragging, man, bragging.
All right. Well,
light switch. Hell, it ain't that big.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I got a toggle.
I was about to say the same thing. All right. Well, I'm going from the perspective of you take over an orphan team, and it's just garbage can, and you're trying to get it situated. You're trying to figure out what to do. So my number one tip, the first time this really applies to any rebuild you do, but when you take a team and you look at it, you go, okay, I got to tear this thing to the rafter, and do a full rebuild. Get rid of any running backs with value immediately, unless, and we talked about this before, if I happen to have a rebuild that I think is going to be 2 to 3 years, and I got Genty, I got Jeremiah Love, maybe I keep those guys, because in 2 to 3 years they should still have fantasy viability, and not to say like a Bijan won't or a Jahmyr Gibbs won't, but the value I can get for those guys at the beginning of a rebuild is going to far outweigh anything I can potentially get on the back end, because it's going to take longer to do the rebuild without getting the value from them, in my estimation anyway. So I'm going to trade them away. And I'm going to, we were also talking, it's hard for me to imagine getting a team with Bijan or Gibbs on it and going, man, this is a 3-year rebuild. So, but if you got older backs, say you got Derrick Henry, you got McCaffrey, and you're trying to, those guys, you get rid of them. You're getting picks, you're looking for youth, you're trying to do whatever you can, but you're getting rid of value. But you get rid of all running back value that you can, and then you go and pick up every second, third string anybody that's on a roster at running back that could potentially get on the field at any moment, and that's basically any running back that's on a roster that might be on waivers. You stack your remaining bench spots with all rostered running backs that you can get off of waivers. And then as soon as those guys become starters because of injury, you trade them away for more assets.
I'd start looking at people with cuffs anyways. Just in general,
Yes.
you want to kind of start dealing. Somebody it limps off the field mid-game, I'm sending trade offers right then.
Absolutely.
If I got their backup, I'm like, hey, you need to look at this guy. You know,
Yes.
kind of try to put it out there.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Just to play devil's advocate, a little contrarian here. Let's say you tore it down to the studs, and your studs are actually studs, and they went off for some reason. You having a lucky season. Are you still doing that?
Well, no, if I'm in the middle of a season and all of a sudden, because I've had this happen too, to where I'm in a full, this happened to me last season. I'm in a team that I thought was a 2 to 3 year rebuild.
Yeah.
I'm in the second year of the rebuild, and all of a sudden, halfway into the season, I'm right outside the freaking playoffs. And I've got players on my team that those dart throws that I acquired in that year one. Are all of a sudden becoming players, and now I'm looking at this team and I got to reassess. And that's the other thing that I should have put on the list is you have to be willing to change strategy at any moment based off of new evidence. As soon as you have new information, oh my God, Drake May is a freaking animal. He's out here dominating. He's a top 3 quarterback. You pick up. It's hard for me to think off the top of my head, but the year James Robinson went Hamburglar and he was doing work, when you get guys like that and all of a sudden you're a competitive team, well, now you got to go, okay, well, what can I do to improve this team to get to a championship? And then you definitely will shift mid-season on that because, I guess I should have started with this, and I had it at the top of the list. When I play Dynasty, I'm either competing or I'm rebuilding. There's no in between.
Exactly.
The worst place to be in Dynasty is stuck in the middle. You don't want to be the Steelers.
Yeah.
You don't want to be an aging team with an old busted quarterback who's just limping into the playoffs or just outside the playoffs every season with no real prospects of competing, with no draft picks to help get you better. And so you're either I'm fighting for the championship or I'm at the bottom of the fucking barrel and trying to climb back up. But the worst, I'm in a couple leagues now where I'm stuck in the middle and I hate it because I can't find my way out right now, and I'm trying to figure out how to get out of it. I don't have a couple of them. I don't have picks till 2028, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. But I have assets, but nobody's buying them right now. So
are they aging out?
I got Justin Jefferson, I got Josh Allen, and I got Puka. Those are my 3 main assets on the one team that I'm thinking of right now. And the thing is that this team is, because of the scoring, the value in this league is in running back and in tight end because it's an extreme, bonus for both of those. And wide receivers, like your number 1 wide receiver might finish 25th
That
in
makes
total
sense.
as a top scorer overall in that league.
That's what I was showing you earlier about that league.
Like Zach Ertz will outscore Justin Jefferson in this league.
Oh, okay.
As a
gotcha,
starter,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so
I was like, you have some studs.
yeah, but
What's
people
the
are
problem?
understanding the market. Like last year, Puka finished close to the top 10 because he was a top receiver.
Yeah.
But he was still outscored by, Jacoby Brissett, because
Rico
quarterbacks.
Dowdle had a good year against the receivers in that.
That's
Yes.
crazy.
Like,
Yeah, and so it's just one of those situations where when I drafted this team, I didn't understand the scoring as well as I should have, and I should have. And I have no run, like Trey Benson right now is my best running back on that roster, and so every week I'm getting Josh Allen numbers and I'm getting Justin Jefferson and Puka numbers, but it's like that's not helping me when my running backs are putting up garbage can.
Yeah.
And I guess that's another tip. Understand the scoring in the leagues. That's the first thing you do.
Yes.
Before you even accept an orphan, you go look at the scoring and you go, based off of the scoring, how can I, either improve or whatever.
If someone offers you an orphan, the first thing you should do is look at the scoring. And I even go as far as looking at what the last teams did last year.
Yeah.
It gives you a little bit of an
Look
idea.
at previous drafts.
Yeah, exactly. You can see like what Kittle kind of finished at, where Laporta finished at before the injury. Even the quarterbacks, because some of these leagues they're weird. Like
Yes.
people like to try something new. And if you're coming into a league and they're like, oh, well, we give running backs half point per carry and an extra point per catch. So it's like
Yes.
two points per catch and a half point per carry. all of a sudden running back's worth more than a quarterback.
Yeah.
So like if
You
you're
won
not-
a championship in one of those the leagues that has that type of scoring, running freaking Zeke at or at New England, in a super
in
flex.
a super flex. Outside of any quarterback that I could have potentially gotten. Now there were quarterbacks that outscored him, but not
that you were running as your QB2.
Yeah, so it's like it's one of those situations where if you can understand the scoring better than the other people, it's easier to rebuild.
Right.
I mean, I drafted that particular league, but I won the first year. I lost the second year because of injury.
Yes.
And then I won the third year because you get the scoring and you know what's going on, so you know what to draft and how to build. But I've gotten some ass shitty teams.
Yes.
And I'm always my first focus is wide receiver. I look at what's on even on those type leagues because
that's number 3 on the list.
If you
young wide receiver talent,
you want somebody that's going to be there 5 years. That's what you want to build around because quarterbacks it sucks. Even in super flex, they're not interchangeable per se, but they're easier to come by, I guess, than 2 elite receivers. If you got 2 great receivers, you can win a championship as long as you build off of that.
Yes.
If you build off of one quarterback, you're never going to win.
In a regular, most of the leagues that y'all are going to play in with regular scoring,
standard scoring,
wide receiver is the what you want to build around.
That's your goal. You want that because
the more the better.
Yeah, exactly. And if you got 3 receivers that are putting up 1 to mid 2 numbers, you can build the rest of it. You can get all the rest of it off of fucking waivers
and
or trades
understand
and stuff like that. So
wide receiver draft capital is king. If you go look at all the very rarely do you get an Amon-Ra St. Brown, or Puka Nacua. Most
Jamar Chase.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like late round guys
that you don't realize are going to be guys.
Yeah. Most of the time, if you
Zachariah Branch,
exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah. Most of the time, if you're going to get top tier talent and wide receiver, it's going to be in the first 2 rounds of any draft, and those are the guys you need to target before they break. If you go look and you say who was taken in the top 2 rounds of this draft before they break, if you can make trades now, you can deal some of these running backs that are good that you need to get rid of, and you can say, let me go get some of these Tyson or whoever.
Jameson Williams.
Yeah, there was even a window to get Jamar Chase his rookie year because the ball was too big or
way
whatever.
Too big for him.
Yeah, and so there was even a small window to get some of these wide receivers. Justin Jefferson, nobody thought he was going to be who he was. He didn't even play the first 2 games of the season when he went his rookie year
because he wasn't the number 1 guy in college. He was behind Jamar Chase.
Right.
And you said Amon-Ra. Like, so many people slept on Amon-Ra.
Yes.
And that dude is like money right now. Like,
right. And so, those are the guys you want to target. Look at every rookie draft and say, who are the wide receivers? Let me go after these guys before they break in the top 2 rounds. And then one thing I forgot to mention, number 2 is ethical tanking. So a lot of leagues have tanking rules. They don't want you to, you got to start your best lineup. All of my leagues that I commish, the rule is this: you have to start your best lineups, and that can be subjective.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to come out and nitpick if you start Kink Cousins or Geno Smith, and I think that Kink's the better start that week, and you're like, I'm playing Geno and leaving Kink on my bench because and if you think you're playing Geno because he's going to be the worst that week, which most likely he will be, that's not. But when you're playing Kink Cousins and benching Josh Allen, that's an obvious tank intent. So the way to do it ethically is when you strip it to the
just get rid of everybody.
You get rid of any talent that's going to win.
If your only running back is Will Shipley,
which last year my starting running back I had like towards the end of the season.
We're supposed to play 2, by the way.
Yeah, we have to play 2. I had Will. I did have another one. I cut him at the beginning of the season. I can't remember who it was. It
was probably Jace McLean.
Yeah, it was Jeremy McNichols probably.
Well, you would have won some games if you had McNichols there at the end of the season. McNichols had a submergent out of nowhere.
So
but
within the confine of whatever the bylaws of the league you're in, you just make your team as terrible as possible while still trying to stack young talent.
Yep.
It's going to make your rebuild harder for sure.
It will. And I'm not saying get rid of all talent. I'm just saying get rid of as much old talent. Old players equal death. You need to stack youth. Get rid of Mike Evans. Get rid of, these guys that are still good. McCaffrey. Get rid of Derrick Henry.
Saquon Barkley.
Yes. Yeah. Devontae Adams. Get rid of these guys. Stack picks, stack youth, take dart throws, and and let it go. And then one more thing I wanted to mention on the running back thing that I forgot to. They're expendable. They're also the easiest thing to acquire in Dynasty, in my opinion, is top tier running backs because there's always somebody rebuilding. And so when it's your time, when you're like, this is the year I'm going to compete, you go find the shitty team that needs to rebuild. You look at their running backs and you go, hey, you look like you're about to be in a rebuild. I see that you have Derrick Henry. Let me send you X, Y, and Z, and you can acquire the Saquon Barkley, the Christian McCaffrey, the Derrick Henry,
to get you through that year.
And you should have already drafted young running back talent in your 2 to 3 year rebuild, so you can combine them together and now make your run with the old talent. But to me, getting running back talent in a regular like half point PPR, full point PPR league that doesn't have crazy scoring, getting that type of talent when you're ready to make your run on top of what you built over the couple of years, to me is the easiest thing. It's way harder to get quarterback talent and way harder to get wide receiver talent.
Dude, ideally that's perfect, man. But I've seen so many leagues where that person has nothing but the elite running back, and they're like, nope, not going to do it.
I mean, if you get people who don't understand how things work, then that's
exactly.
a problem. You got to try to convince them.
So many times I'm like, just rebuild, bro. You need to rebuild.
Yeah. You sit back and you watch them though. When they lose the first 2 or 3 games of the season, then you hit them back up and go, hey, you still thinking you got a chance here, buddy?
I've seen it so many times. Like
I'm
like, well, if I win out, like I'm 1-8. If I win out, I can still make the playoffs.
I've been teetering on the edge in bling. I've got Gibbs, I got McCaffrey, I got Jonathan Taylor, and I got Josh Jacobs. But my best receiver right now is like Michael Wilson. So it's like I'm like sitting here on this fine edge of I think I still have a good enough team to compete.
You want to trade Gibbs?
No, I don't want to trade Gibbs. I'll try.
He's that guy.
I'll talk about Jacobs and I'll talk about McCaffrey, but Gibbs and Jonathan Taylor right now, those are the guys.
I can go for 2. I'll work with McCaffrey this year if we need
if we can do a deal. Look, I've only traded McCaffrey 3 times in that league,
or 4.
And he'll try to get him back.
I'm just thinking like if I can go for 2
next year, when you decide you got to go to a rebuild, I'm like, hey, what do you want from McCaffrey back?
Yeah, exactly.
When he goes back to Carolina just to take that one snap to retire, I need him on my team.
Yes, yeah. I look. I still scroll and see if Cam Newton's on the free agent list just in case, just to know if he decides to make a comeback.
That's another thing we should probably bring up as far as like Dynasty goes and rebuilds and all stuff. You got to let go of homers. I
think that just applies to fantasy in general.
Just in general.
Well, not necessarily, but I mean,
don't play with your heart. Don't play with your heart.
You can't play with your heart. You got to avoid, if you want to win, unless you have.
Yeah, if you want to be competitive, you want to be somebody who wins in fantasy. If you're just somebody who's doing it for fun, you want to throw your buy-in, or you're playing free leagues, and you're like, fuck it, I just want to get my guys, go get whoever the fuck you want. But if you want to compete, you cannot. As someone who used to stack Panthers on my team, like it was my job to go get them, you cannot play, especially Dynasty, but just fantasy in general. You can't play it as in, I got to get all my Falcons players. But if you got those guys in your league, they're the easiest ones to trade with.
We know, because you're in our league.
As they don't have like if you got a Falcon fan who wants all Falcon play, you're never getting Bijan from him.
No.
You're never getting Bijan.
They don't have their guys.
But if you have Brian Robinson this year, and you're looking to get rid of Brian Robinson to that team because they most likely got Bijan, you can go a second rounder for Brian Robinson.
The worst part is I've got a commissioner that watched me target the Falcons players, the Falcons fans, and when I trade them, they go, we're reversing that. It's not fair.
Because you did one of the worst trades I've ever seen.
Really?
Look, it was in Bling, and Keep Trade Cut. It was a 7,000 point difference.
It was so bad. It was so
Hold
bad.
on. What trade was this?
We reversed it.
It was like 2 years ago, but I was drunk as shit. We were playing cards,
and then once I reversed it, Terry texted me and he goes, I thought my finger slipped. I thought I was hitting decline. I was like, don't worry, bro. It's already been reversed. I've already reversed this trade. Because look, I look, trade calculators are great for a point of reference. I'm not going to sit here and act as though trade calculators are the end all be all. But I will tell you this: if you go to if you're doing a deal and you pull it up on Keep Trade Cut, and it's 7,000 point difference, you might want to do a little more research on the trade.
I use Keep Trade Cut every time because there will be situations like with one of the guys, and you know who it is.
Not a sponsor, by the way.
It doesn't matter if I go 3,000 points over. This guy's like, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I use it.
He wants it to be.
A lot of times I use it to justify offers that I send. Somebody will be like, this is a crazy offer. I can't believe you're sending this. And I'm like, dude, here's what Keep Trade Cut says. Here's what the market. I'll pull from 3 different calculators and be like, look, you don't have to do the deal. You can think it's crazy, but understand I'm not insane for sending it. The market says that this isn't a terrible trade.
Yeah. I don't look at it when I send a trade. Because fuck that. I look at when I get sent a trade.
Obviously, that's true.
I mean, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, look, I know.
I mean, I send some good ones sometimes. I send some bad ones sometimes. It's more my moment, what I'm feeling. You know,
playing with my heart.
Exactly, it is.
The biggest problem I have with trades is I send the first offer. I generally send what I think the trade is worth.
Like I send my bill too. I send my max.
I leave very little room for negotiating.
Yeah.
And that sometimes burns me because there are people out there who feel like they have to win a trade, no matter what it is.
Don't matter what you send, they want more.
They want more just because they got to feel good about winning, and so
they need to be on top of it all.
Now, if I know that that's something with somebody, then I will send them an offer that is a little bit under so that they'll either counter or be like, I don't know. And I'll be like, okay, what if I throw a second in? I was willing to throw a second in to begin with.
Yeah.
And now I'm making a thing like, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll throw a second in to get this deal done. And that way they can feel like they got me. But I guess that should be on the list too. Know your league mates.
Yeah.
You should definitely know who you're competing against or sending trades with. Yeah. Definitely.
Know them, know their styles, know how they are. We have a guy that's in our league. He likes to stack garbage players, like a lot of them, and then send them to you for a good player.
We use the reference 4 quarters for $1.
Well, let's just say this: 4 quarters does not equal $1 in Dynasty.
And
not at all.
It doesn't in fantasy in general.
In fantasy,
or in fantasy, because if say I have a player that scores me 24 points a week, or we'll say it's 20 points a week on average.
Yep.
So if I have a player that scores me 20 points a week on average, and you send me 4 players that average 25 points a week, all combined. All of them combined average 25 points a week. On paper, you go, well, I'm giving you 25 points a week on average for 20 points a week on average.
But you can't play those in the same slot.
Yeah. The problem is even if I put 4 players in, I now have to take 4 players to equal 5 more points than what one player was getting
outside of the one player.
And that's what we mean by 4 quarters in fantasy. 4 quarters does not equal $1 because you just you can't replace it. So if you're going to send me 4 players for 1, I need upside. I need youth. I need something that's going to help me fill multiple holes that I have currently in my lineup or whatever. Or he.
But if I've got a 20 point per week and you send me an 18 and I've got more slots open that I just can't fill for some reason, then that's helping me.
Yes.
But I still want that 18.
If
for
you're
my
sending me an 18, a 15, and a 10, all of a sudden I'm like, okay, because you need a wide receiver that's going to get points, and I needed to fill 3 holes.
And you're sending bench players. You're sending bench players to fill the difference.
Yes.
Exactly. So it makes sense when you can send 2 people that fill someone's lineup here for 1 person that makes their lineup better. Especially with people they have on the bench.
Those are the best trades to make in Dynasty. The 2-for-1 trades are the best trades you could ever make. If you can take 2 upper tier players to get 1 elite player, because someone's got holes in their roster, those are the best trades.
Even if you can give up 2 people putting up 18 points apiece on your bench for someone who's going to put up 25 in your main lineup, that's worth it. And just to play the match. Like you get 25 points right now over a 20-point guy and you give up 36 points. Who cares? To this team, because they're going to fill up 2 spots.
Yes.
And you're only filling up 1. You only
Yeah.
need that 1 extra. So
Yes.
you want to know, you want to pay attention to everybody's roster before
Yes.
you make trades. You don't want to just
Absolutely
jump out. You want to look in the entire league, read what everybody's doing, and know, like I said, know your scoring and know where you can give up to benefit later.
Yes.
Like you
And Bus was alluding to this earlier too. Not every player in your league is going to be logical.
No,
You can
not
look at
all.
somebody's
Yeah, yeah.
roster and you can go, this roster is in a full rebuild. This dude needs to deal this stuff away. And you hit him up and he's like, I'm right on the edge. I'm right on the cusp.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is my year.
This is my year. And you're like, bro, it is not your year.
I don't appreciate y'all calling me out. So right now I'm going to ask that we don't talk about this.
Yeah. And so that's the hard part too. Sometimes you got to do a little extra convincing. Sometimes with those players, there is no convincing.
There's not with a lot of them, and
Yeah.
I feel bad for them in the end because it's like,
yeah.
just
They're
look at it
always,
logically,
yeah,
bro.
they're always in the same place.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes if you're in the league with them long enough, you can bring up history and be like, dude, you finished 7th in this league 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that you think you have a good team, but you're not going to. There's nothing that's going to change.
Look, I'm right here. Like we've been in this league for 10 years, and y'all are like calling me out right now.
Look, your name's on the trophy, bro.
Finally, after 10 years of being in the middle,
Oh, that's right. All 3 of our names are on that
that's
trophy.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We all got that trophy, but I sat in the middle the longest.
Yeah, that's true.
I did. I
That's true.
drafted a middle team, and I played the middle the whole time. It was like I finally said, "You know what? Fuck it. I want Derrick Henry. He's old as hell. I'll take
Yeah,
him."
and I traded him to you.
Yep, and I got him. And then it was like, you know what? Give me Alvin Kamara. Who's got him? I'm going to go get him. Give me, he's old, and I got all these old guys, and then I won a trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you
now
still
I'm
have
like-
all these old
At
guys.
first, you were getting rid of those old
Yeah.
guys because I won a championship off of getting the old guys
with
from
Derrick
you.
Henry and Alvin Kamara. Yeah, I know. Y'all,
We've all won championships
with
by
Derrick
getting
Henry.
old guys. And
Yes.
Derrick Henry.
I feel like everybody in this league had Derrick Henry on their team when they won the championship. I want to go back and look.
We're
I
gonna have
thought
to go
about
back and
it.
look because I know I had him when I won.
I know. And Bus had him when he
and
was.
you had him.
I
That's
feel
the
like
key.
And there's
That's
a
the
good
only-
chance.
and I'm
have
not
you ever
like-
had McCaffrey?
No,
Okay.
not in that league.
No,
No.
okay.
I'm
Me and
not
you
trading.
had-
I'm not trading Derrick Henry because
Yeah,
if
I
that's
won
the
with
key,
McCaffrey and
I'm
Henry,
holding on
so-
to him.
So, I've had McCaffrey on teams that I finished at the bottom and the top.
Right now, I have like Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, and
You'll never get rid of Aaron Jones.
I'm done. I'm done. Like, but I do have Mike Evans, so I might get a second.
Your team,
I might get
your
a
team
second
needs
one.
to go to the rest home, bro.
Well, I also have Devontae Adams. Man, look, I traded for all the old guys last year.
Yeah, the gray
and,
beards.
and they all died, and
The
Juwan
gray
Jennings
beards.
won me a fucking championship. So
Great
yeah.
yeah,
there was
That should be one of your keys, though. is
that's another thing too.
if you're on the cusp of winning, don't be afraid to get those.
Grab
old
the
Oh,
guys.
that's what I was
guys.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was talking about when you go after running backs. When you target running backs when you're finally ready to compete.
Yeah.
you're gonna need older players to compete. You don't want them in a rebuild. Get rid of them. But Devontae Adams carried me to a championship last season when I didn't have wide receivers. I was throwing Devontae out there. He was absolutely working it.
Last year, week 8, I was going after Mike Evans. I was going after Devontae
Yeah.
Adams. I was going after Juwan Jennings. These are all older guys that were productive, and I'm like, I need every opportunity I can.
Yes.
And I was giving up seconds and thirds and extra little here and there, but it won me a championship. Like I got Mike Evans got injured the fucking day I traded for him.
Yeah.
But Juwan Jennings helped me win a championship. Devontae Adams peaked me over it.
Yeah.
Like it was, you don't be afraid to go after the older guys after week 7 if you're already.
Yeah.
If you're 7-0,
and those are
or
the guys
6-1, you
Yeah.
want to go after these old guys and try to get them while you can,
Yeah.
and just win the championship.
And those are
take the money
usually
run.
1 to 2 season runs when you
Yeah,
have
exactly.
those guys. But that's what it takes to win in Dynasty.
Yes.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah, because it's like I didn't win the championship, but there's one year where I was making a run in a league that I went in with him, And towards the middle of the season, I'm like, all right, well, I need wide receivers. So I made a deal with him to get to Mike Evans. There's a two other older receivers that I got from you in the DC league. So, that's just what you got to do. And then that would lead me to the thing that I thought about while we were talking. So, draft pick value. The closer you get to a draft, the more valuable your draft picks or the draft picks that you want will become. The cheapest time to get a draft pick is if you're in a rebuild and a team needs talent that they think they can compete. So you go and look at a team and it's week 8 and they're on the cusp of making the playoffs and they need a wide receiver and you got Mike Evans. You haven't been able to deal him all season. You go hit him up and go, hey, I got Mike Evans for your next year's first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the time when they think that, or even the team that's 12 and freaking 0 in your league or whatever, you go to them and say, hey, I see you're 12 and 0, but so-and-so just got hurt. I've got Michael Wilson.
Who's balling out right now.
Who's balling out right now. I'll give you for a first and a third, Michael Wilson. That's carry you to the top. There's deals that could be made where people overspend. I spent a 2027 first to get Trey Benson last season because I was desperate for running backs. And it didn't help me because the week after I got Trey Benson, he got hurt and was out the rest of the season.
Yeah, he's the guy.
Yeah.
And now it doesn't mean anything.
Now I wouldn't give a 2027 second for Trey Benson.
He's turned it into I guess he's even worse. Your guy on Carolina, the running back that has never played.
Brooks. Jonathan Brooks.
Yes, Brooks.
Jonathan Brooks is a dart throw this year. He's somebody you can get on the cheap. If you can get him and trade
as
long
as he's not injured in training.
I definitely wouldn't spend up for him, but if you can get him for a song, he's somebody I would definitely add to a roster this season. Because they didn't draft a running back. Their roster is Chuba, Brooks, I guess H-M with an E Jr.
No, he's Etienne.
He's still Etienne because he's not with New Orleans.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it Trevor?
Trevor Etienne.
Yeah, Trevor Etienne. So there's no there.
Y'all still got Elijah.
Oh, and
too,
they got
right?
AJ Dillon.
Oh yeah, y'all did get Dillon. That's right.
But I've got
y'all got Elijah Holyfield still too on the
maybe on the
he's in
squad.
WWE now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh shit! God damn, I missed that part. That's cool as shit though.
But back to draft picks. Draft picks are at their most value is at the draft and during the draft, unless it's this year's draft. But so
this one doesn't count.
Yeah.
This draft we're gonna watch this one.
Whatever side you're on. If you're on the rebuild side, acquire your picks early during the season, preferably, so that you can stack your picks to get ready for the next year's draft. If you're getting rid of picks to acquire assets, then you're going to want to try to hold them if you can till you get near the draft, and then deal them to somebody because there's always there's the guys in every league. You always have the draft fever guys that they care. I've been in leagues where guys every single fucking year they trade to just stack draft picks, and then the next year they trade the guys they drafted the year before to get draft picks for the next draft. They love draft picks, and that's it, and they never win. Those are the guys you target to get rid of picks. Oh
my god, the guys that will trade all their draft picks away, and then at the last second, right before the draft, I need those picks back.
I'm sitting
he's
literally
right there,
he's here
across from you right now.
Every league that I'm competing in, almost every league that I'm competing in, I don't have picks till 2028.
It's so crazy. We'll go to the end of all season long. He'll finish in like second in the league, and then draft comes. He's like, fuck, I need to start getting rid of people and get draft picks. And he's like,
I didn't do it this year because I hated this draft so much. I was like, this is the one year where I'm like, fuck it, I'm not going after draft picks. If I can't get the one-on-one, I don't want none of them.
I compete here and there, and then I sit back and I'm like, this guy wants what for that draft pick? No, I'm not interested. And then all of a sudden I see trade has been completed. D Hayes, and got this, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Hey, that's how I got Drake May.
Yeah, I see. No, it wins. I'm not saying it's wrong.
No,
I'm just saying that you got to pick your battles. It can't be the same battle in every league. You know what I mean? Like there are different strategies.
I'm
to
beginning
every
to realize
league
that
you're
we're in way too many leagues ago.
We are way too many. Every time I think I'm getting out of them, I add 3 more. So, but
I'll send him a text at like 11 p.m. and be like, "Hey,
you want to sleep?
The league.
I'll send him pictures of this roster, and I'm like, "Yo, there's this roster. If you want in, if you don't, this, blah blah blah." And he's like, and I know that he's had a few drinks at that point, and he'll be like, "Fuck it, I'm in."
I'm like, look, that shit's shitty, but I want to win.
But here's the ones. See, Baker's not a draft pick hound in the sense that he's like will go after all the picks, like we were just talking about.
Yeah.
But if you show him a rebuild that has stacked picks,
Yeah.
oh, he starts foaming. He starts mouth starts watering, dude.
it doesn't matter what year it is. Even this year, I don't care.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute, that thing's got 6 picks in the first round. I'm like, yeah, and he's like, but the best running back is Will Shipley.
I'm gonna have to draft 4 running backs in the first round. Okay, you know what?
You got me.
Challenge accepted. I love the worse the better. Just because even if I lose, like I don't mind losing a little bit of money to challenge my strategy.
That's how you get better.
That's exactly right. Like
I flipped a abysmal team in 1 year, and I got lucky. I will say this: I got lucky with some picks in the first year. They're way better than I expected. And then another guy sent me like this insanely stupid offer for my next year's like first and second because he's like, this team's going to suck. And he sent me some really great players. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it. And then once I got those, I just went all out. And then I won the championship next year.
Yeah.
And so it was a 1 year flip because it was an opportunity. And again, that's what we talked about at the beginning. You got to be willing to change strategy at any point of things, when you have new information.
I took a really shitty team accidentally in 2 years.
Look, first of all,
and
you
accidentally won against the
it,
best team.
It was still
possible,
but it was still shitty when it won.
I had a shitty team. Shitty. Like, look, if I had to grade the team, my team was a D at best.
At best.
At best. And I beat an A+ team.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all his teams doo-dooed all over the field in the championship.
I mean, this dude had Gibbs and Barkley, and like he had all the guys you would thought would have won everything.
Yeah.
And my team had like Tua, Dak. I mean, I don't like it was just like I went into it in year 1 2 years ago, and it's like I just played it trying to build it, and there was no way I was competing this year. I made 2 trades in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, we both took over shit teams in that one. I thought I was ready to compete last year, and I just missed the playoffs.
I took over. I drafted or I traded way too much to get T.J. Hawkinson last year.
Yeah,
and because I thought that's all I was missing was I needed a tight end. That's it. I'll be good. No. That's not what I needed at all.
Nobody needs Hawkinson.
I didn't need anything. Apparently, if I'd have just let my team sit and ride, I wouldn't have had to worry about anything.
Yeah, it was.
But I did.
You had like Brissett, I think, on that team.
Yeah, I had Dak Prescott, and
it was crazy. Like
it was not
the roster that he won the championship with compared to the roster that he played against.
Yeah, it was astronaut.
Like pull it up. Just pull it up.
Okay, so
you
I
gotta
did
go to
have
previous league.
I had James Cook.
Yeah.
I had Bucky Irving, which at the end of the season,
that's a late round hit.
At the end of the season, wasn't that great though. Like when he came back from injury, he didn't do that great.
True.
I had Chase Brown, which that was something I acquired in 2 years. Of course, and I had Caleb Williams, somebody else I drafted, but I played against.
A juggernaut.
No.
God, it was
Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts, Jonathan Taylor, Nico Collins, and Trevor Lawrence.
That's a collusion team right there.
Exactly. And I beat the shit out of them with this is my team.
I've had juggernaut teams go down like that in championships.
I have too.
Yeah.
My team was Dak Prescott, Bucky Irving, James Cook, Traylon Burks, Trey Tucker, Colston Loveland, Chase Brown.
Did you hear
Hunter
those 2
Henry,
wide receivers he played?
And Caleb Williams.
Traylon Burks and Trey Tucker in the championship
and
match.
I played them in the championship match.
That's insane. Was this week 18?
Yeah, no, it was week
17.
It was 17 or 16.
Yeah, 17.
It was.
Yeah, it was. But he kept catching everybody's shit week all through the playoffs.
Yeah.
He knocked me out of the play. Like I traded away all future assets to get in. Like it was one of those where I thought I was still in a rebuild. All of a sudden my team's competing. We get closer to the trade deadline, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going all in. I pushed all my chips in. I got Javonte Williams. I got some other stuff.
Yeah.
And my team and we got down towards the end, and there's one playoff spot left, and I needed to win and I needed him to lose, and he won and he pushed me out of the playoffs. And my roster wasn't great, but it was better than his. Yeah. And then I'm like, well, he's going to get freaking smoked at the beginning. And then he won week 1 with, I don't know, you heard the wide receivers he played in the championship.
Traylon Burks and Trey Tucker. I played him like, those are my guys.
And then he won the next week, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then he won the championship, and I'm like, he's going to get toasted. Yeah. And then everybody on that championship roster crapped the bed.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was like, this is the most, to me, that was the most insane. So that's I guess that's the last thing. It doesn't matter what you do. At the end of the day, it's 60, really all about luck.
60% skill, 40% luck. And sometimes you land right in that 40%.
I might flip those numbers.
This was the final week. This was the championship week. Jalen Hurts against Dak Prescott. Prescott put up 26.6. Hurts put up 10.9.
Yeah.
So, bad week. Saquon Barkley, 6.8. Bucky Urban, 8.3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, 5.4. That was a really bad week for Jahmyr.
After Gibbs had been balling in the playoffs, and then he shit the bed on the championship week.
He did very bad. And James Cook shit the bed.
Because in another league, I had Jahmyr Gibbs in one of those broken leagues with a high running back scoring. Mm-hmm. He was carrying me in the championship. I got the championship, and then he disappeared, and I lost.
Apart. James Cook only put up 8.7 that week.
Yeah, but it was better than 5.
It was way better than 5.4, yeah. Then, of course, you got Puka Nacua put up 15.7, and Traylon Burks put up 2.1.
Yeah.
But Trey Tucker put up 9.9. And Jamar Chase put up 25. So, right now, he's beating me.
Yeah.
But Kyle Pitts put up 3.6.
Yeah.
Classic Pitts.
Yeah. Well, he did 99 points the week before.
That's true.
So, that's what got him to tight end 4 that season.
Yeah. And
then Colston Loveland put up 21.4. So, that made all the difference in the world. And now all of a sudden, everything went away. So
that's insane.
That's what it was. It was like, it was the right time for the right people on my shitty
trust
team.
me, that dude cried.
I bet.
Yeah, if I had his roster and I got smoked by that roster, I might have quit fantasy. I might have just left the league before the week
why
was
am
over.
I playing this fucking game?
Exactly.
This don't make sense.
There's no reason to be here for this.
I spent 15 years and how many hours to just lose to this?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm very glad that I won, but I didn't deserve it. I should not have won that with my team.
No, you did not deserve that.
I should have been in the playoffs.
No, there's no reason. Been in the playoffs.
Well, he shouldn't have been either. But I shouldn't have been in the playoffs.
No, you shouldn't. You should have been drafting number 2.
Exactly.
At least.
Yes.
But to finish it off, Jonathan Taylor, 17 points. Chase Brown, 29. And then he had Nico Collins put up 8.7. Hunter Henry put up 13.9 on my spot. And then he had Trevor Lawrence, who did great, 23 points. But Caleb Williams put up 27. So, I finished 31 points ahead of him.
Yeah.
To finish the whole thing.
Yeah.
I dominated with a trash can team. I should not have won. I'm not going to lie. I'll take it where it is. I love my money, and I love that I won, but I should not have.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Next year, when we start this season, he's going to look at it and go, I got to rebuild. This team's still in a rebuild.
My team's still rebuilding right now.
Championship, bro.
It's still rebuilding. I still have all my picks. I mean, why would I not rebuild? Fuck it. Who wants Dak Prescott? I'm throwing him out there.
I don't know. We might talk.
I got you.
Well, there it is. There's a little bit of it wasn't in a super organized fashion, but I hope you got the gist. And I think I will end it with this. The number one thing when you're playing fantasy in general is have fun.
Yeah,
if you're not having fun, don't fucking do it. And I will say there are times where I'm not having fun. The guy who lost that championship, he wasn't having fun that week. But an overall experience,
I think he enjoyed the shit out of being beat by an asshole team.
I think he enjoyed the shit out of most of the season.
That's probably true.
99% of it.
Exactly.
God, in my head, I just see him like before that week started. He was showing. Was like, dude, look at this guy I'm playing.
His money is mine.
His buddies are like, bro, where are we drinking? You got the money. You got it in the bag, dude. And then at the end of the week, he's just like he's probably getting text messages from his buddies like,
how much did you win by?
Yeah, he ain't answering none of them.
He's not interested.
He still ain't answering them.
He has no idea. He's like, I'm not even interested.
But yeah, have fun. And there is a playbook, but again, that week that team goes to show you that
tells you, yeah.
Because I will say throughout the season, your team just kept winning, and I'm like, and then finally he's like, fuck it, I guess I'm going to go for it. I was trying to get the first pick, but if I can't get the first pick, I might as well get the last pick.
I traded a lot of shit to get other pieces that didn't even help me win.
Yeah.
That's the craziest part. Hawkinson was not in my lineup. Hunter Henry was. And I traded a lot to get Hawkinson.
I think you traded right before the thing to get Chase Brown, though, right?
No, I got.
I do remember because I traded to get Javonte Williams, and you got Chase Brown. I was like, man, that was way better when I got it.
A lot of people were hating on Chase Brown last year, and I'm a Brown fan.
Dude,
so.
hey, Chase Brown's money's gone up because they didn't do shit to push him out. So
I've had a lot of the inverse of that, though, where you drafted. I guess it's more for redraft, but you drafted a great team.
Yeah,
you're like, this is an awesome team. How did I get all these picks? And then you lose like the first 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is happening? And I've seen so many people just, all right, I'm stripping it down right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
in redraft, you just gotta do what you gotta do. In Dynasty, I have seen that where you're just like,
but I've also wrote it out because I know these players are great. So don't give up too early. You can use that for Dynasty also. Do not give up too early on your players.
So if you're not playing in a league with a league median, and there's a lot of thing about it, but I will say the one thing about a league median is it helps it helps deal with the teams that are getting lucky, where they're playing Baker's team was lucky to win that championship.
Mm-hmm.
And you're obviously not going to run a league median in a playoff, but in the regular season, had that been a league median league, he might not have made the playoffs because he was winning when people were having their worst weeks at times, and so he would have went 1-1 those weeks instead of 1-0. And
I finished
stuff like
at
that.
7-7, which was the last,
which is
seed
barely. Yes, I know
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right,
I finished at 7-7 as well, but you
correct.
had
No, we both made playoffs.
I did make the playoffs.
42 points ahead of me. So.
Oh snap! I didn't think I made it.
But my team was so much better than yours because it won the championship.
Yeah, look, it was a championship team.
If you don't have Traylon Burks, you're not winning the championship. That's all I'm
I
saying.
actually won that big money keeper league that you started last season.
You did,
Yeah,
you did.
Because I was losing my ass at first.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know this team is good.
You got to look at the points
hang
scored.
in there.
So what I'll do is I'll look at, okay, my point, I'm in the upper half of the league every week in points. I'm just catching bad shit. And sometimes that makes you feel better, and sometimes it makes you feel worse because there's nothing, when your team is good, it's just catching, there's nothing you can do. That's just bad luck. It's sometimes if I'm looking at a team and I'm losing and I can see, okay, well, my tight end's getting smoked every week. I got to improve tight end. I got to improve my third wide receiver or running back or whatever. Then I know what I can do to try to boost my team to get it into the top half of the league. But when it's already there, there's nothing you can do.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, but like you said, sometimes you got to write out. I've taken a team where I've started the season 1-5 and won a championship.
Yeah.
Things can flip on its head. Sometimes I've gone broken arrow to where I'm like in a redraft where I look at the roster and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. This isn't winning. I'm going to trade everything for everything. I'm going to get rid of all the players to get a whole new batch of new players. And sometimes that works. Sometimes it don't, but at least you're doing something. But yeah.
And sometimes you wish I should have kept those guys.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of times.
A lot of times.
I wish I should have kept those guys. I can't believe I went all in on Kenyon Drake one year.
I did too one year.
I went all in on Kenyon Drake and watched Joe Mixon walk the dog the rest of the season while Kenyon Drake was absolutely destroying my lineup. And I'm like, I got to get rid of Joe Mixon. I got to get Kenyon Drake.
I traded you James.
I know. I trade you James Robinson
and
straight Joe Mixon
for Kenyon Drake.
Drake.
Oh yeah,
It was the year that they were like they weren't using Joe Mixon. He was getting like 15 carries a week. And James Robinson was like the number 3 or 4 overall running back. But I'm like, this dude's an undrafted guy. He's on a shitty team. He's not going to
fall off
sustain it
at some point.
So I'm like, Kenyon Drake with Arizona. He was the big talk. I got to go after him.
Yeah, he had the breakout season in Miami.
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck it. I'm going after Drake. And it's the week after I did this deal, they started giving Joe Mixon 30-plus touches.
Yeah.
They had this big press conference
crazy.
where the coach is like, we got to get in the ball. We're going to start. They changed their entire offense in Cincinnati when he was with the Bengals, and they went from giving him the ball 15 times a game to 30-plus times. And I'm like, what is happening? And then James Robinson finished that year awesome.
Like
and Kenyon Drake never did shit.
And it was only because of COVID that James Robinson ended up taking that job.
Yes. Yeah, because Fournette wouldn't play.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fournette opted out.
And they had Armstead there. He was going to be the main guy. And then he caught COVID.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah,
COVID, and he was out for the entire season.
Yeah, because Fournette, was Fournette? He didn't opt out. He went somewhere else or something.
No, he got in an argument with somebody in the fucking stands.
Yeah, there was some reason
had a
he didn't play.
He had a 2-game suspension and decided he wasn't going to come back.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden Robinson,
because it was the opt-out season.
It was
Exactly.
the opt-out season. Right,
yeah.
right.
So it was crazy because I traded you. I accidentally drafted Kenyon Drake with my first overall pick.
He was upstairs.
Like,
we
I
were
had
here
like
for
a
the
1-3 pick.
I was here for the draft. I was like, "Is your pick?" He's upstairs, like cooking food or some shit.
And I
Not paying
wasn't even paying
attention. No, I
attention.
was at home. No, because it was a COVID year.
You were at home.
We were all in our own places. We didn't get together.
I accidentally
texted him. I'm like,
drafted
bro,
Kenyon Drake.
your pick's about to go like expire. And I said, bloop.
I
He
was
had the number
so
3 or
pissed.
4 overall pick, and it went
So
Kenyon Drake.
pissed. I was so
out.
mad.
I'm like, dude, Kenyon Drake's the next greatest
He's like,
running
this
back.
guy's going to do it. I'm like, well, then trade me. And at the end of the
I
draft, he
was
grabbed
listening
James
to
Robinson.
way too many podcasts, and they were all on the Kenyon Drake train.
He
back
grabbed
then.
James Robinson with like the last pick in the draft or some shit.
No, yeah, because James
It
Robinson.
was like nobody even looked at him.
No, because it was during. Maybe it wasn't that draft. I was in a draft where the Jaguars announced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was gonna
James
start.
Robinson's going to be our starter.
Look,
Yeah.
I was at urgent care getting tested for COVID. Not that I have COVID, but I had to have record that showed that I didn't have COVID before I worked this job I was working.
Yeah.
And he sends me a trade offer that I sent him Kenyon Drake for James Robinson and Joe Mixon, and I'm like, accept. I'm standing outside it, and I'm like, yep. I didn't even hesitate.
He accepted it so fast that he got COVID and then lost COVID.
In the same time of accepting that offer, man, I was just excited to get rid of Kenyon Drake.
I was excited to get Kenyon Drake. I was about to win a championship with him.
I had no interest in the guy. I don't know. It was just
you were
personal,
right.
But
He was garbage can. It was one of the worst deals. I traded away to my dad the year that he went to the championship.
Oh yeah,
I traded him Jordan Love and Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Keenan Allen.
I traded him Keenan Allen and Jordan Love to get Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
I thought Pat Mahomes on the back half of the season, based off of his freaking schedule, and he was about to carry me to the championship. Jordan Love ended up being the top 5 quarterback that season.
Yeah.
And
Keenan Allen was a top 5 receiver until he got injured the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
That's why my dad didn't win the championship, was because of Keenan Allen. And then Pat Mahomes was straight doo-doo Brown Town.
like
fantasy
QB
for fantasy.
21 or some shit.
Yeah, for the rest of the season. And it's like, if I'd have kept those two, I might have won the championship or something. I was like, so trust me.
Out of left field, I lost my ass on a trade to Big Mike one time.
What? No.
So did I.
To Big Mike?
So did I. I traded to get Phillip Rivers. I gave him Aaron Jones.
He gave Aaron
the
Jones.
year Aaron Jones finished top 3.
His top 3 yeah.
I did the same
In a
thing.
single QB league,
Bro.
because I was so desperate for a quarterback, and I thought Aaron Jones was going to fall off because, again, I was listening to experts.
Even crazier though, I drafted LeGarrette Blount late in the draft.
Yeah.
And he drafted Arian Foster.
Foster, yeah.
He had just come off of a big season, and LeGarrette Blount came off of a nothing season.
Yeah.
And Arian Foster had said something that Big Mike didn't like in the offseason. He's like, I hate this guy. I don't want him. I was like, yes, here's LeGarrette Blount. I'll take it.
Yep.
Then LeGarrette
that was
Blount.
the LeGarrette Blount New England year where he had like 18 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. It was a
yeah.
big year. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Arian Foster was out of the league like halfway through the season.
You gotta love those.
I was like,
man.
I killed this trade.
I could do a whole podcast on shitty trades.
Yeah.
It's not helping the fact of all the information we gave because they're like, man, if these guys are doing
You
that
guys
shit,
suck.
these guys suck ass.
Well, the reason that I'm so successful is because Daniel isn't. So
First of all, I am also successful.
well, that's what makes us average. Is you give me your good players, and then we both do mediocre. That's
Yeah,
how it
I
works
got to
out.
figure out a deal to get you Westbrook Akini back to you.
Bro,
I'm ready.
I will say over the past decade, I've got like a 90% playoff rate. So
Yeah, I make the playoffs generally
I've
in
been
leagues
doing
that I'm
pretty good,
competing
too.
in. I'll make the playoffs.
Hey, some leagues I'm not
But
competing
I will
in
say this last year, this last year I made a lot of the playoffs, but I did not make a lot. I only won 2 championships.
Yeah.
And I'm in 30 plus leagues, and I'm used to winning like 6 or 7. So it was a tough year. But we'll see. I dropped some leagues. I'm not in 30 plus anymore. I'm trying to focus.
I would have too.
more.
Shit.
I'm only in like 25, I think now. But
I dropped a few and I added a few, so I don't know where I'm at. But
I've been real good. I have not added. Oh, I did add like 2.
You added a couple.
Shit, I might be in 30. Well, listen, if anything we say or do helps you get to that average place in your league, because that's really what we're shooting for.
That's all it is.
Yeah, then that means we did our job, because when you finish average, you don't finish last.
Yep.
So we hope that some of the information we passed on to you helps you. And if it doesn't, hey, that's what you get for listening to just an average fantasy football podcast. So we shall talk to you on the flip side.
Later.
Doses.
Oh, on the wrong page. Hold on, let's try it again.
Holla.
Nobody.